Welcome back, everyone. Today we are taking a deep dive into Proverbs 19.
Proverbs 19.
It's a chapter just chock full of these little nuggets of wisdom about, you know, human nature and the decisions that we make. And
Yeah,
even though it was written, thousands of years ago, it's really pretty amazing how much of it still applies today.
it really is. And they're so short and concise, too. But they really do pack a punch, you know? They're
Oh,
like these
wow.
tiny little windows into just like the human
Yeah,
experience.
yeah,
All the like complexities of life, all of the consequences of our actions.
yeah, for sure. So one of the first things that really jumps out at me is the way that it contrasts wealth and poverty.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't seem to be quite as simple as just saying that money is good or money is bad.
Right.
What do you think the deeper message is there?
Yeah, it's like you said, it's so much more nuanced than just like finances.
Right.
It really makes you kind of think about what we actually value. Like, what are our priorities?
Yeah.
Like, take Proverbs 19.4, for example. Wealth makes many friends, poverty drives them all away. It's
Yeah.
like a very stark observation of how social dynamics work, you know?
Yeah, and it really makes you think about those relationships.
Yeah,
Are they really genuine? Are they built on something deeper than just, money and possessions?
exactly. Yeah. It makes you question those motives, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like a test. It makes you think, okay, am I building my relationships on things that actually matter? Like shared values, or
Hmm.
am I just surrounded by people who are there because of, what I have?
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's a good gut check. Like, are you surrounding yourself with people who are going to be there for you no matter what?
Yeah, totally.
Or are they just there for the good times?
Right. And speaking of things that kind of require a gut check, Proverbs 19 also really digs into this contrast between wisdom and folly.
Oh, absolutely.
What are some of the verses in there that really stood out to you?
Well, Proverbs 19.2 is one that comes to mind right away. Enthusiasm without knowledge is no good. Haste makes mistakes. It's a powerful reminder, isn't it, that, good intentions just aren't enough.
Oh, yeah.
We have to combine that passion, that drive with actual knowledge and careful consideration.
Yeah, so is it always, better to slow down and analyze everything before we make a decision?
That's a good question.
I mean, are there times when a gut decision might actually be the better call?
While Proverbs definitely emphasizes that importance of careful consideration, I think there's certainly times where quick thinking and intuition are super important,
Right,
like in an emergency situation or something like that. So maybe the takeaway here is not necessarily to always overthink things, but to kind of hone our intuition
right.
so that it's guided by wisdom.
It's like a balance.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, well, let's shift gears a little bit.
Sure.
Proverbs 19 also has quite a bit to say about relationships, particularly family dynamics. What are some of the key insights that you found there?
Yeah, so Proverbs 19 really does cover a lot of ground when it comes to family. It talks about the roles of husbands, wives, children. Like
Hmm.
Proverbs 19.1 points this really vivid picture. A foolish child is a calamity to a father. A quarrelsome wife is as annoying as constant dripping.
Oh, wow, that imagery is really powerful.
Yeah,
But you know what? Even though it was written so long ago, it seems like those struggles of family life really haven't changed that much.
you're absolutely right. They really haven't. I think those Proverbs remind us that family relationships, even the really good ones, can be super challenging and they require a lot of effort
For sure.
and understanding.
Yeah, and on the topic of things that haven't changed all that much, Proverbs 19 also really emphasizes the importance of honesty and integrity. And I feel like that's such a relevant theme, especially in today's world.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we live in a time where we are just bombarded with information all the time, and it's so hard to figure out what is true and what's not.
Right.
Proverbs 19.9 says, "A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will perish."
Wow.
That's a pretty strong statement, right?
It is. It really makes you think, honesty isn't just some abstract ideal.
Right?
It's actually like the very foundation of trust
Yes.
and of justice.
It is.
So it's, really important for us to be thoughtful about how we receive information, how we share information,
Mm-hmm.
recognizing that, truthfulness is essential.
Yes. It's essential for a healthy society.
Okay, finally, Proverbs 19 touches on this concept of fearing the Lord.
Yes.
And I think for someone who's maybe encountering this idea for the first time, it could be a little hard to grasp.
Right.
How would you explain the significance of that concept?
Yeah, it's definitely a concept that can be easily misunderstood. Proverbs 19.23 says, "Fear of the Lord leads to life, bringing security and protection from harm." And it's not about being terrified, right? It's not about being afraid of a vengeful God. It's about recognizing that there is a power greater than ourselves
Okay.
and choosing to live a life that aligns with a higher purpose.
So it's more about recommending our place in the universe
Yes.
and living with humility and purpose.
Exactly, yeah. It's about acknowledging that our actions have consequences
Right.
and choosing to live in a way that leads us closer to what we believe is good and right.
Yeah. Wow. Well, what a rich, rich tapestry of wisdom we've uncovered today. It's just incredible to me how these ancient proverbs can still offer so much guidance
Mm.
and insight. So as we're wrapping up this deep dive into Proverbs 19, I'd love to know, is there a particular proverb that really resonated with you?
Mm.
And how might you apply that wisdom to your own life? Just something to kind of think about as we go forward, as we continue on this journey of seeking knowledge
Yeah,
and understanding.
absolutely.
All right, until next time.
Keep diving.